welcome back everyone, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST as we've returned here with our next matchup. We've returned with the semi-finals, the semi-finals here of the PiGosaur Cup number 71. In a crazy turn of events, it is not a PvP, it is not Hero versus MaxPax, it is instead a TVP, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Washout, we have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the blue Terran, it is Percival. Here we go, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open, place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we load into Washout, one of the up and coming TLMC maps. Let's go. Let us go. Settling into this though, again, if you're in the chat, MaxPax is the favorite player, but hey, Percival, he just took down Hero. Can he take down MaxPax as well? Hero at times was being overly aggressive, over committing, but also being too greedy, especially in that final game. I'm sure MaxPax was watching, and I'm sure he'll be taking a safer approach, but we'll see. Percival, he's done it before, can he do it again? Meanwhile, welcome to Washout. Washout again is a newer up and coming map. I believe this map was already featured in the previous TLMC. Yes, I think so. Yeah, it does look familiar. We do have a hybrid expansion location here on the right hand side. We do have a pretty standard setup here. I mean, the natural is a little bit more open, so we have a wider entrance into the natural. There's no ramp at the natural either. The ramp is further out towards the center of the map instead. We do have our triangular third base. Once again, a wider entrance into the triangular third and a massive entrance into the fourth expansion as well. So we have wider entrances. The defensive rotation pattern is relatively straightforward. I will say there's a decent amount of distance in between the natural and the third base, so this area in between them can be abused. This is going to be a critical juncture and a critical point to try to make sure your opponent does not get up the ramp and does not take over this position. We do have the linear third base instead, which feels a little bit more secure just because this ramp is more narrow, so you can like hold on to this position and then keep your army a little bit more centralized here instead. You can knock down these towers. Interesting. Oh no, sorry, I think these towers destroyed the patches, right? Yeah, I remember. So this is one of the unique features of this map, is this tower here, you can kill it, it falls over and it destroys the gold patches, and I believe the same is here as well. So you can actually destroy the gold patches at some point of your opponents. I remember. The rotation between the main and the natural is also quite far, actually, regarding referring to Blink Stalkers. For now, we do have an economic opener. We're settling in, racks expand into factory. Likewise, standard opener out of MaxPax. The center of the map here is interesting as well. We do have rocks throughout the center. They can be knocked down, they can be opened up. We got gold patches. There's some interesting features. Once again, yeah, every set of gold patches can be destroyed. Do we have Moopies back here? What is that? What is that? Yellow 4. Show us the Moopie. There's got to be Moopies up here, right? There's got to be. We're hunting for Moopies. Where do they go? Nothing up there. We'll keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. For now, though, we do have the follow-up. Percival just getting to zone 2-1-1, eventually 3-1 setup, opening with a Wooder Mine job, designed to scout, designed to find some potential damage, but mainly scouting information as the medevac does boost across the map. But we are entering the season of, soon to be featuring these newer TLMC maps in tournaments. Oh my god. As MaxPax does play safe, 3-gate blink, so 3-gate blink out of MaxPax. Wooder Mine jump in, medevac goes down, a clean defense here by MaxPax, losing 2 probes, 3. Okay, a little bit messy towards the end. Hellion comes in from behind, gets 1 volley off, the probes get low, but only 1 volley. As the Reaper dips into the main. Confirms the gateways, but no major damage. Overall, a better defense here from MaxPax, killing the Widowmines, the Medevac, and the Hellion Reaper for 3 workers. Oh, okay, MaxPax rushing into his third, but also, I say rushing, claiming his third base, but rushing into a faster Templar Archives. Okay. So working towards Storm, working towards splash damage. MaxPax does move out, and back at home it's on Percival to keep up. He's got 2 bunkers on low ground. He's got his 2 bunkers in the position. Oh. First bunker taking a lot of hits. Nice focus firing on the SCVs. Where is the tank behind this? Tank just now arriving. The first tank was on the high ground. But now we're up to 2 tanks, and Percival he will hold. Nice SimCity in the main. Very nice. Just holds on. The MaxPax going for more SCVs. Catching out 6 in total. And Storm is on the way. Storm is on the way. The rush distance by ground is longer on this map, so longer rush distance by ground. All-ins would not be favored here. It looks to be longer. I don't have the numbers yet. As we're building up into the mid game. Okay, let's go. Third CC is on the way. Building up into a longer game state. This is not something that we saw against Hero. Percival, he is applying pressure. He's being active. Percival, calm down. Oh, MaxPax even. As MaxPax does spot the army. Forcing the siege. Storm is done, and MaxPax should be fine. Yes, plenty of High Templar. Percival at the same time does run away the Warp Prism. May even catch it. Oh, not quite. Yeah, Prism gets away. And MaxPax holds. We just see MaxPax attempting to take his 4th base. Percival does go for a big rotation. Does go all the way around. Army gets spotted. Here come the storms. It's the first. Ooh, oh my god, the target firing. Every Templar goes down. Yeah, every Templar falls. Massive pickups, and Percival, he can just keep going. He can't just keep pushing. He just called 3 High Templar. Jesus. That was insane target firing out of Percival. Yeah, he's moving in. MaxPax sees in trouble. Thankfully, there's not much within range here of the tanks. Going for the drop. It does go for the drop. Getting on top of the production. Behind this, MaxPax coming in from behind, going for the tanks. And can he break through? Yeah, here come the storms. There's 1 storm left. Ooh, does pick up in time. Tanks being thrown away, and MaxPax holds. He does hold on, but again, some rough trades for MaxPax as he will lose all these zealots. Yeah, 1 zealot tries to get away. Better trades for Percival. And he pulls out. He pulls out. Percival, he has momentum. That's why he's up in army supply. Momentum is on his side. And we'll see if he can keep pushing. At the same time, MaxPax is trying to stabilize. We have a Bay on the way working towards Colossus. Here comes that 2nd army. MaxPax still does not have a 4th base. Okay, Percival making some moves happen. There's 4 soldiers and Medevacs are so low. Can he get 1? He does. Full Medevac goes down. Oof, this was not the play to go for. Yeah, risky maneuver here out of Percival. At the same time, storms to defend. The base is under fire. Can he get it? He's tempted. Does get a High Templar. He gets 1. He gets 2. 2 Templar go down. Drop is being dealt with. But he gets 15 probes. Wow, 15 probe kills. Critical damage, the expansion falls, and MaxPax, he's hurting. He's hurting so much right now. Going for a desperation counterattack. MaxPax, he delays the fourth, but remember, like, the Protoss wants to be up in expansion. MaxPax, he is far behind in the economy. He needs more damage. MaxPax, he's desperate for damage here. He's moving out across the map. He's now hitting the third base. MaxPax, he's desperate. Here come the storms. Nice, very nice. Jesus, that was a crazy storm. There's 3 storms left. Again, if the storms land, MaxPax can break through. Speaking of, we get another case storm here on the army. Jesus, does get a lot of damage. 4th base now being taken for Percival. And MaxPax still doesn't have a 4th of his own. Again, MaxPax is far behind. And we'll see if MaxPax can stabilize. Now, if given time, he's building up his Colossus. True, Colossus are amassing, more High Templar as well. It's a very delicate army that MaxPax has, but it has potential. Percival out of position. Uh-oh. Okay, rotating back over. MaxPax is moving in. Percival, can he come in from behind? Can we surround? Uh-oh. Does scan. Yeah, scans the army. EMP on the Colossus. Zelta moving in. Catching out the Colossus already. Massive storms! Oh my god, the storms! Yeah, storms are connecting. Nice whole position though. Yeah, the whole position micro. EMP on the High Templar. 0 storms left. You can see Percival is cutting him off. Yeah, he's cutting him off. There's no way out of this. He's being hunted down. MaxPax, he cannot get away. He's trying. Oh my god, nice storm. Okay. Storm lands. Does pull out. Still a brutal trade for MaxPax. He still bleeds out all the Stalkers. Every Stalker goes down. Ay. Yeah, MaxPax will lose everything. He does not get away. He does not escape. He was intercepted, and MaxPax, he plummets in supply. But again, I don't blame him. As we mentioned before, MaxPax, he's been behind for like 5 minutes. Like, he was desperate for damage. He had to push. He gets punished for it. And that was it. That was his army. Percival pulling back, just healing up. We'll get the repairs going. This is giving MaxPax enough time to build up to 3 Colossus. True, he's making 2 Colossus at a time. But because of all these losses, MaxPax has no support, right? He needs a supportive army for his Colossi. He needs Zealots, Stalkers, Archons, Storm, High Templar. He's lacking all of that. And Percival is he's about to max out. He's about to max out. Now, a mistake that Percival could make here, and I would call it a mistake, is being too passive. He just won 2 major fights, 2 major engagements, and now is the time to start applying pressure. If he doesn't, then MaxPax will have room to breathe and room to recover. So that's something that we have to be wary of. Now scan EMP on the Nexus. Interesting. Yeah, Percival commits in. EMP's the other Nexus as well. This base should go down. Here comes the High Templar. Here comes the Storm. But just the one. Yeah, just the one Storm. Nice pick up here by Percival. Brings down the expansion. Now, what's important about what just happened, he does get a base, but he doesn't really touch the main army. Like, the main army is still slowly building up here with the Colossus, with the High Templar. We have a 4th Colossus on the way. We need some more trades here from Percival. Percival, he's missing macro cycles. He's max. Well, I should say he has 1,000. He has all this minerals in the bank, minerals and gas. Okay, switching into the fusion core. But yeah, Percival's macro was slipping for a moment there. Percival, he was up in supply. He still is, but MaxPax again, he's recovering. He's double expanding. Percival, he did not scout the northern base. He doesn't know. Yeah, he does. This base should be being punished. Ay. MaxPax is clawing his way back into this. And Percival, okay, now he's checking. Is it too late? Again, he needs to punish these expansions. Scans for the army. Again, MaxPax, he was down 70 supply. Now he's only down 20. Ah. That's moving in. Nice storm. Storm zones away. EMP does graze the army. Again, this expansion needs to go down. MaxPax out of position. Zealots, can they buy some time? They can. Ooh, as Percival, he rotates here. He rotates over. Big rotation. MaxPax once again out of position. He does miss the rotation, and MaxPax, he should lose 2 expansions. Yeah, 2 bases will go down. Massive PiGosaur. Vikings are hunting for the Colossus. He gets 1. He gets 1. Massive EMPs. Oh my god. And Percival, he will take the fight. He will kill every single Colossus. GG gets called, and Percival takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. I was concerned that that Percival was going to lose his lead. I was concerned that he was going to let it slip through his fingers there, but no, he was able to build up and thankfully was able to push in with some multi-pronged aggression and pull MaxPax out of position. MaxPax, he missed the rotations, he missed the army movement, and he lost 2 bases. He took a really rough fight. Again, we saw that Percival, he had the army he needed, plenty of Vikings, he had Liberators on the way as well. GG. GG, well played. Percival does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if he can extend that lead even further. Let's go. Oh, let us go. As we are loading into game number 2, winding it back. Oh. Winding it back when it comes to why game 1 turned out the way that it did. If you recall, Percival took a massive lead early on when he was able to break the 4th base. If you remember, he killed the 4th expansion of MaxPax. Didn't just kill the 4th base, he killed, was it 14 probes? Like 14 to 16 probes also went down as well. And he also killed the High Templar. Like, he was able to cripple MaxPax. If you remember, we were harping on this, but after MaxPax lost his 4th base and after he lost his mineral line, MaxPax was desperate. That was the verbiage that we used. He was desperate for damage. That's why MaxPax was being hyper aggressive, pushing because he needed to find some damage. In doing so, he got surrounded. If you recall, we saw that Percival was able to come in from behind, able to look down the army and clean up the army twice. So like 2 big winning fights for Percival, taking a massive lead and ensuring that he was just ahead and stayed ahead. Ahead economically, ahead in the army. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness. Oh, sorry, even before that, if you recall, the tank push on the top side as well. I think that was after Percival had killed the 4th, right? I think it was after the 4th base had gone down, where Percival, he pushed on the top side, got his tanks within range, and won a better fight. Won another fight, I should say. Here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness. We have the Danish Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran player himself, the South Korean Terran. It is Percival. Oh, thank you, Nihilistic Optimist. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Love your cast. Yeah, thank you for the 100 bits. We appreciate the support. We appreciate it. Also, my apologies, I think I got it the other way around, where I think the 4th base was killed after Percival won the fight on the top side. If you recall, that fight began when he pushed with his tanks, with Percival sniping 3 High Templar. There were 4 High Templar, and we only saw 1 Storm because 3 High Templar went down to the tank volley. Like, Percival, he intentionally target fired those High Templar. He got 3 Templar with the first volley, and that was brutal. Like, that was it. That was crazy. But that was when Percival was pushing towards the main base of MaxPax. But yeah, those are the 2 big moments. Was Percival winning that fight, pushing towards the main, and also killing the 4th base. But regardless, we're now getting to game number 2, and we'll see if MaxPax can keep up with the army pushes, the army moves out, the army move outs, I should say. See if we can keep up. But now MaxPax is going to be opening up Twilight Council most likely into Blink. And we are loading into a much more standard map here. We're loading into Winter Madness, known for longer and later games. Which means there's a high chance we could see MaxPax cut corners. We could see a 2-gate opener into a faster 3rd. That is a viable option here for MaxPax. Now, do we end up in a situation if MaxPax opens up economically, does Percival commit to a 2-base all-in? 2-base all-ins are weaker on this map. They're weaker on Winter Madness, so I'm not in love with the idea of going for a 2-base all-in, but it can catch a greedy player off guard. The assumption, though, is that MaxPax opens up greedily. We'll see. Sapphire is getting a second gateway. Robo on 2 bases. Okay, so already taking some safety precautions. Does go for the Robo and a third. Yep, third gateway. Safe build. Safe build 2 games in a row. So MaxPax is calming down. He does not rush into a fast expansion. Oh. Did I say safe build? Sorry, I have to eat my own words here. I spoke too soon. That is a 4th gateway. Okay. Hyper aggression at MaxPax is going for Gapling Stalker. He's not just laying his third, he's laying it even further to commit here on 2 bases. Now, this is not an all-in. I should emphasize that. This is not an all-in. MaxPax will expand, will get a 3rd base, but it's going to be a delayed 3rd because he will have extra Stalker Warpins. And the goal here is to break the natural. The pressure is going to be on MaxPax. MaxPax needs to find damage here. He has to kill SCVs, he has to kill tanks, he has to disrupt the production, pick off some add-ons. He needs to do damage. If he doesn't, he will fall behind. That is the downside here, is that MaxPax is putting himself in a position where if he fails to do damage, he will fall behind economically. Mind Drop comes in, making its way into the main. MaxPax does pull away, losing 2 probes. Nothing major. Oh, even getting the medevac. Yeah, medevac goes down, gets a 3rd Widow Mine as well. Yeah, Percival, he was trying to be cheeky by saving one of the mines, but it was not worth it. And here comes the counterattack. Now, Prism is already moving out. Yeah, Prism is already moving out. Stalkers as well. MaxPax can now expand. And here come the Warpins. MaxPax up told. Oh, no, the Raven! Oh, Raven gets caught out. Massive pickup. Oof. Raven goes down. MaxPax is rallying across the map. And Percival, he's in trouble. Losing 1, losing 2 SCVs. So far, good damage. So far, there's only 1 tank in between both bases. And MaxPax is going for the dive. He blinks in. And the tank is going to go down. Yeah, he's going to get the tank as well. We get the mass repair. Can he save it? Can he save the tank? He can't. He cannot save the tank. The tank goes down. MaxPax, he breaks through. A bit of a messy fight here at MaxPax. Going for the warp in. Gets a second tank. And now there are 0 tanks. Yeah, 0 tanks left. MaxPax, he can just blink his heart out. Picking up more SCVs. And again, Percival, he lost his drop, he lost his Raven. The purpose of the Raven and the drop is ideally to keep some supply busy, right? Imagine this push, but with 4 less Stalkers. Imagine MaxPax was forced to stay at home with some supply. Then this is weaker, then maybe that tank survives with the repair. True, true. Like, everything changes if the Raven and the medevac was still alive, but because they both got shut down, I mean, that's critical damage. That's game-ending damage. 18 SCVs go down. MaxPax now rotating over towards natural, and MaxPax, he's here to tie up the series. He's here to tie it up. Stalkers are very low. Takes down the bunker. Repairs not in time. Shouldn't get the other bunker though. Yeah, the boys are here. Does go for the SCVs instead. Yeah, 24 SCV kills. Crazy damage. A bit of miscontrol out of MaxPax, bleeding out some Stalkers here, but overall it's fine. He can afford to do so. He's got his 3rd base getting fully saturated. We have Charge on the way behind us as well. And Percival, he is crippled on 31 SCVs. He is crippled. And again, it all came down to Percival losing his forms of harassment, his Raven and his drop. But not just that, it's losing his forms of harassment while also up against 4 Gapling Stalker. So the punish is even stronger than normal. So it all just kind of lined up here for MaxPax. Lined up. With that, Percival should be forced into a 2-base all-in. There's no macroing. Like, after losing 27 SCVs, there's no macroing out of this. Like, I spoke too soon, I guess. Yeah, Percival, he's like, 27 SCVs, it's fine, but we have mules. True, true. Terran does have mules. I'm sorry, I doubted you, Percival. I'm like, Cap. Percival, he has to commit. Again, he needs to find some damage here. MaxPax getting another expansion, getting a 4th base up and running. The soup does lie. Right now, the supplies are relatively close. But if you're looking at this, MaxPax is up over 20 probes, and that economy will soon translate into an army, right? We just got to wait for the warp ins, wait for the tech. As MaxPax can soon skyrocket ahead. As here come the Colossus. And you can see already the supply disparity now getting larger and larger. Now there is a world, there is a chance, if MaxPax miscontrols, for example here, bleeds out a Stalker, if that keeps happening, right, if MaxPax throws away these Stalkers, if he goes in with a War Prism and if he loses it, if he's like inattentive and the Prism gets hunted down, if there's no backside potential, if Percival gets across the map with a drop and gets into the base and gets some worker kills and pulls out, like there are definitely opportunities here, but they're few and far between. Now, speaking of, hey, 3 free Stalkers, okay, like, that's all we need. I was half joking where I was like, oh, if he throws away these Stalkers, he is throwing away the Stalkers. So if this keeps happening, then maybe. But we need more of that. We need. No. As MaxPax, he's just pushing. Yeah, he's just moving out. He's not resting in his laurels. MaxPax has got his first Colossus. He's moving out. Ooh, late blinks. Yeah, late blinks out of MaxPax. Please add extra Stalkers. So MaxPax is building a more Colossus. Again, still in a stronger position. Again, he can still afford to make mistakes. Here he's locked in. Yeah. Nice control. Locks down some of the fire. Nice force fields. Picks up Marines, Marauders. Gonna be collapsing in. Zalta just go to town here on the Bio Army. The boys are being pulled in desperation. And MaxPax has done. He has broken Percival. GG gets called. And we are getting into game number 3. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We are tied up 1-1. We're getting into a game 3. Bearing in mind, though, this is a best of 5. Best of 5. So we still have plenty of games ahead of us. Regardless of who wins this game, that will get momentum in the series. But we still have more to come. Best of 5. Best of 5. As our next game is going to be on Tourmaline. Let's go. But here we go. We're going to be loading into Tourmaline. Tourmaline is one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Aggression is favored here, and we'll see how aggressive our players are going to be. Let's go. Also, un momento. Okay, we're good. We are good in spawning. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss tying up the series 1-1 and forcing the ace match, representing Saxon Gaming for Denmark. It is MaxPax. From Denmark even. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing himself. Currently teamless, but I guess also representing Kirktown. It is Percival. Here we go. Calming down, we're settling in. As again, we're tied up 1-1. Loading into Tourmaline, aggression is favored here, and if you recall, I would say that is where Percival's at his best. Is these smaller maps? Give us Ruby Rock, 10,000 feet. Tourmaline, this is where Percival can be at his strongest. 2 base all-ins are stronger, they're more viable here, and we're expecting 2 base play out of Percival. That is expected. As a result, we should be seeing MaxPax play very safe. He's been doing so far. Kind of. Game 1, he went for a safer build. Game 2, he went for an aggressive one, of course, with 4 Gape Link. What's it going to be this time? I see in the YouTube chats, will those towers also be killing mining workers? That's a good question. I feel like testing would have to be required. Specifically, I think you're referring to if a worker would be mining the patch as the tower falls on the patch, that mining worker doesn't get killed. That I'm not so sure about. I know it kills the patches at least, but I'm not so sure about the SCVs. Testing required. Testing required. Apologize for getting late to your question, but that was in regards to game 1. But here we go. Percival does move out with his initial Reaper. Behind this, going for a safety bunker as well. Slips into the mineral line. No major damage. Does confirm the tech. Does confirm the Twilight Council. It's a nice scout there from Percival. Does at least confirm there's no crazy shenanigans with like a Stargate opener or a Robo opener. Or 2 gates. Which order would have been revealed by now. Oh, as we're going for the 1-1-1, that is a slightly faster second Rax. Interesting. You have my attention. Do we turn this into a 2-1-1? 2-1-1s are quite rare in TVP. I know there is a variation of 2-1-1 where you go into tank and Viking production and you just rally across the map. That was really trendy like at the start of the year, like January. We saw everyone doing it. We saw Maru embracing it, Clem embracing it. Eyes are on Percival. After the mine drop. We'll see if he goes mine drop into tank Viking. No, never mind. I believe that that variation of 2-1-1 all in is without the tech lab on the racks. It's without stim. I believe it's stimless. He could go tank add-on swap into... Yeah, there he is going tank Viking. Marauder. Oh, this is a unique variation. So usually, I believe usually it's done without this add-on here, and you just reinforce with Marines. But here he's reinforcing with some Marauders. This is an all-in, by the way. This is an all-in. The utilization does get eyes on the 2-1-1. Doesn't exactly see what's being made. For all he knows, it could be a medevac. Job is moving out. Yeah, drop into the mineral line. Distracting MaxPax. MaxPax did open up 3 gates. Yeah, 3 gate blink and a Robo. Very safe play to MaxPax. He cancels the battery. Uh-oh. Battery gets cancelled. And I believe Percival's going to pull the boys with this. I believe he's going to pull the boys. Vikings this early on, the reason why this screamed all in is because landed Vikings actually do a lot of DPS to Stalkers. They dish out a lot of damage. So there's going to be 2 Vikings. Here we go. The boys are being pulled. A Percival, he commits across the map. And again, MaxPax, he canceled the battery. And he expands. Big misread. Big misread. Now he knows. Now he sees one Stalker goes down. Late blink. Yeah, late blink out of MaxPax. He's racing back home to defend. He was supply blocked. Had to kill a probe to make an immortal. Immortal is late. And Percival is now within range here of the gateway. I do feel like he could have pushed further forward here with that tank. Again, that tank is crucial. Here go the Stalkers. He dives in. He gets 1. Takes out one of the tanks. The other does survive. But late to siege. Punishing the Stalkers. That's a lot of Stalkers going down. Marauders do help punish. But he got the tank and the Vikings as well. The Immortal arrives. He's holding. Yeah, MaxPax, he takes out both tanks. Fails to siege up. And Percival, he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam. He's running out of army here. He's got 1 Viking left. 0 tanks. It was close. It was close. If the tanks got a little bit closer, if they go within range, if they're able to siege up, then maybe. But as the game progresses, it's getting worse and worse for Percival. Colossus is halfway done. The all-in is failing. He had potential, but he had potential. Yeah, I do think that his tank leapfrogging was a little bit awkward. And it could have been a little bit tighter. As from here, we're collapsing on the army. Tank boys are nice. Massive tank shots here on the Stalkers. Okay, but there's no support. I say that we're rallying. Rallying in, catching out the Immortal. Can we get on top of the Colossus? Barely not. No. Now there's a second Colossus on the way. Battery is done. Diving on the tank. A bold blink here from MaxPax. He breaks the main army. Behind this, remember, he's on 3-base saturation. He has an economy. No. There was potential, Babby. There was potential. And now Percival forced to expand. Oof. He's forced to expand. Third CC is on the way. This was, again, never the initial plan to try to build up into a macro game. Stim is done, getting into combat shields, working towards +1. Percival is transitioning, but a bunch of this tech is late. Tech is delayed. Likewise, the army is very fragile at the moment for Percival. He has potential. He is being active. Charge is done, though. I have no faith in this move out. Like, God, there's nothing protecting these tanks. Percival. I mean, again, now it's his turn to be desperate for damage. Like, he's trying to move out. Does avoid the main army, actually. He tries to at least. But here comes MaxPax diving on the tanks. These tanks will go down. MaxPax will clean this up completely. Taking down both tanks. At the same time, dropping to the mineral line. MaxPax also in position. And Percival gets 2 Stalkers. Let's go! 2 Stalkers and 2 probes. And here comes the counterattack. Again, 3 Colossi. The Prism is on the way as well. +1 is finishing up just in time for the push. Nice tank firing here on the Colossus. Does try to focus him down, but there's just too much on the ground. They'll say break on through. They bust on in, and MaxPax will claim a lead in the series 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. MaxPax will claim a lead. Again, there was definitely potential with this 2-base all-in. I do think a little bit came down to the tanks, though. I do feel like the first tank it sieged prematurely. So because that, he had to unsiege and then reposition. In the process of repositioning, he lost that first tank. So that was a massive, massive blow. And again, that was kind of the beginning of the snowball effect. You lose that first tank. That's almost game then and there. Like, your tanks are the backbone of the army. They're crucial here to the all-in working, and to lose them that quickly, to lose them that early on, was brutal. That kind of took the wind out of the sails of Percival's build. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game number 4. Remember, it's a best of 5. MaxPax needs 1 more win here to claim the series. And meanwhile, Percival, he has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Oh boy. Now, I was favoring Percival coming into Tourmaline because I feel like these are the maps where he can, he can thrive, he can kind of get into his own. I would say the same about this next map. Up next, Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is another one of these smaller maps. Aggression is favored, all-ins are favored. I do expect to see an all-in out of Percival here. The problem is that we just went for one. I mean, I don't expect to see the same build. True. It shouldn't be the same build. But I feel like MaxPax is just playing very safe. Like, he's not cutting corners, he's not taking chances, not taking risks, not like Hero did. So it's difficult to break him. But let's go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. Representing Sassum Gaming, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. So I heard you say he takes down the series 2-1. I think I said something similar. I think I said he takes a lead in the series 2-1. Maybe I misspoke. It's possible. If I did, I do apologize. But yes, it is the best of 5. Here we go. I could have misspoken. It's all good. It's all good. But here we go. The eBay block does come in. Not bad. So Percival, he does block the expansion. He's forcing the unnatural natural out of MaxPax. He's forcing out the triangular third location instead. Okay. So already a cheeky start out of Percival. This space is more open, is more exposed, and if Percival does go for a 2-base all-in, then breaking this position is going to be easier for Percival. There's going to be a lot more tech commit in this location. It's going to be a more shaky defense for MaxPax. So we're kind of setting up. We're setting up for later aggression. There's a cancellation. Percival going for the CC. So far so good. Once again though, I do expect to see MaxPax going for a safer build. Once again, like 3-gate blink into a robo. Because I kind of like the idea of Percival just macroing. I'll be just like trying to force and try to mind game MaxPax a little bit and just chilling, building up in towards the mid game and thriving in the mid game instead. I like that idea here, just because that's what we saw previously. That's what we saw in game 1. Percival was aggressive, but he was not all in. We'll see. We shall see. So chat, right, is MaxPax the GOAT of Protoss yet? Based on recent performances, I do feel like Hero is the best Protoss player in the world at the moment. Again, just based off of December, January, and February. Like, over the past 3 months, Hero's been winning everything. And has been outperforming. I do feel like MaxPax did struggle last year in PvP. We spoke about this quite a bit, but at the beginning of 2025, when the change was made to the shield battery overcharge, MaxPax did struggle adapting. I will say that in recent weeks and in recent months, MaxPax's PvP has improved. If you've been watching since like January-ish or December, January, I want to say January, MaxPax, he has been adjusting and improving his PvP, and he has been having a better success with it, which is good. But I'm not in love with MaxPax's PvZ, I'll be honest. I feel like Hero and Classic outperform MaxPax against Zerg in their own ways. But you can definitely make an argument that MaxPax has the best PvT in the world. Like, you can 100%. I mean, that he had that title for a while, right? Like, I would say that 2023 and 2024, MaxPax had the best PvT and PvP in the world. 100%. 100%. Those 2 years. Maybe 2022? I'm comfortable saying 2023. But a big reason for that is because of all the ESL Open Cups. Like, Clem versus MaxPax was happening so often, and they both improved those specific matchups as a result of that. Like, it was crazy. It's crazy. That was back like in the Gressman map pool. As we get the drop into the main. So far, Percival does get shut down. Percival does catch the Prism though, not bad. Does catch out the Warp Prism. As MaxPax, he did just go. Oh, no, my apologies, 4-gate blink. Sorry, I kind of glossed over it. But after the third base, so MaxPax, he's here. He's being aggressive. He's applying pressure. He's keeping Percival on the back foot. Oh, sorry, I was just a little bit engrossed in the question. The lead up to this though was third base. No, sorry, it's 4-gate blink. He dives into the base, dives into the natural, gets one, gets 2 tanks. 2 tanks go down the bunker as well. Sorry, the tank survives. Oh my god. Tank does live. Percival, he's barely holding on. I panned over and in my brain I was like, oh no, sorry, he got a third base. He didn't. Like, that's his natural. So 4-gate blink aggression out of MaxPax. pushing to the natural base, getting a tank, picking up Marines. And the best defense is a strong offense here. As MaxPax, he's containing Percival, keeping him pinned back. It's similar to the game that we just had previously, where Percival, he did devote a lot of resources into his drop. It got shut down, and that means that MaxPax, was nothing keeping him back. Like, nothing him keeping him at home. He cleaned up the drop. That triggered the counterattack. And Percival is contained. Now, from here, Percival, he can still expand. We could still see a third TC and slowly build up into 3 bases. That is still an option for Percival. Otherwise, we could just pull the boys. But he doesn't really have the best setup for a 2-base all-in. Doesn't have the best setup. Percival, he breaks out. As he breaks out, Prism comes over behind, going for the backstab, going for the mineral line. Again, just disrupting, keeping the reinforcements back at home. Percival, he commits. It's all or nothing. He's committed. Oh god, but he's getting shut down. Again, we go for the dive. Medivacs, they barely save the tanks, just barely. Oh no, the tank goes down. 2 left. Does try to reinforce, but again, Percival, this all-in has been delayed so heavily here, and there's no third. There's no third TC. There was all or nothing. MaxPax, he maintains his own 3-base economy. Building up Colossus. Oh. No, you're siege! That was so unfortunate. I don't think MaxPax, he was face checking. We could have killed everything there. That was such an unlucky on siege. Feels bad, man. Anyway, the boys are being pulled. 2-base all in. With that, massive tank shots. Oof. Yeah, massive connections. Remember, there are 4 tanks with this. That's a lot of damage output. If Percival can get within range of the base, he can pull this off. Tanks take siege up. They should focus down the Colossus. Colossus goes down. Does he have enough support though? No, sure he has 4 tanks, but there's nothing else. Yeah, there's barely a supportive army here. There's barely a buffer. Tanks are moving in. They zone away the ground army. Again, 5 tanks are so impressive. The boys are being pulled. Tanks, they should focus on the Colossus. They do. Yeah, Colossus goes down, but there's just not enough. There's not enough there. There's not enough left. GG gets called, and MaxPax claims the series 3-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played again. Unfortunately, Percival, he just didn't have enough buffer for his tanks to protect them, to save them from the Zealots. Yes, they were doing a great job focus firing the Stalkers and the Colossus. Very impressive target firing with those 5 tanks, but he just barely didn't have enough. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, MaxPax, he will claim the series. He'll advance on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. With that, we have our first finalist here. MaxPax does advance on. Shout out to Percival. I can see him even winning that game. Like, that was pretty close. If he just had some more reinforcements, if he just had a little bit more to go, if he didn't have such a shaky early game as well. Regardless, GG. Even though Percival goes down here in the semis, he did so well for himself, right? He took down Eric, he took down Hero, and he also took a map off of MaxPax as well. And again, I can see this going to the ace match. I can see this going to the ace match as well, but GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. With that, congratulations, as we are getting ready for our next matchup here. It looks like the upper semifinals is underway. We have Clem versus Björn. Let's go. Wait, did that finish?